Oh, when the saints go marching in. Oh, when the saints go marching in.
You can almost hear the noise coming from the nearby French Quarter, and they're being just as loud inside Caesars Superdome here in New Orleans. Coming up, a contest that looks real good on paper between the Cleveland Browns and the New Orleans Saints.
Chad Ryland to kick off.
Chad Ryland will have the honor of getting us started, and here we go from New Orleans. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. All right, let's get this one on the road, Brock. It is 1st and 10. Now the first carry for Quinshawn Judkins. Dropped by the first guy he met. No gain on that first down run.
You know, Kate, over the years I've heard running backs say there's just sometimes you got to run into darkness. Just go where there is no lane and hope that something opens along the way. That linebacker said, not this time.
Well, nothing doing on the last run. It's 2nd and 10. To throw, here's Jones. This one will not connect. That's incomplete. They are testing this coverage on the opening drive, but it's holding up so far. 3rd down.
I don't think there's any question about it. You can see right from the jump here, the point of emphasis with this coaching staff. Be active with your hands, not just one guy. All these guys are flying around and so actively, aggressively, looking for that impact play.
3rd and long. They're going to throw. Into a crowd, and that pass is intercepted. Tremaine Edmonds has it. Well, we all know everybody wants to avoid an opening drive 3-and-out, partner, but given how that one just went, an opening drive punt probably doesn't seem too bad right now.
No, I think everybody on that sideline would co-sign, especially the quarterback. And you also now give life to this defense and their offense that runs on the field.
We've set it down from 37. The first carry here for Tony Pollard. I'd say the defense will take this today. They're across the line, handing him a loss. First play of the game.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline and his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
Working on 2nd down. Purdy. And he gets it away, but nowhere close to that target. Incomplete. Quick thinking just to get rid of it there, Brock, but no chance. It's 3rd down.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
A lot of players around this one, and it is intercepted. Picked off by Jaquan Brisker. And he's into the end zone. Cleveland with a pick 6. Now it's Cameron Dicker on for the extra point. This one splits the uprights. It is good. And they jump out to a 7-0 lead.
7. Saints nothing. Cameron Dicker to kick off.
A quick chance at redemption after that pick six as it's sent away. Flowers now to return it. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20.
The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
Saints to the line now. 1st and 10. After the pick, Purdy back to the air. Made the throw as he was getting hit, Brock, and it's incomplete. First play of the drive, Brock. You always tell me that's always the start of a new battle, and the defense wins round 1 in this series.
Yeah, and this next down kind of sets the table, right?
Yeah.
You got to now put yourself in a manageable 3rd down after lack of execution on 1st.
2nd down, Purdy. Throw right side, Dell has it. And this is going to be out of bounds, so a gain of about 13 on the play. And it's going to be 1st down New Orleans.
You just love that kind of execution because it's able to make an impact, Kate, beyond simply getting the 1st down. That yardage, it really sets them up now to be aggressive with a new set of downs.
Purdy looking to throw. Rushes right there as he releases it. And it goes nowhere near the target. Looking to avoid a sack there, Brock. It is 2nd down.
You know, so often we talk about speed offensively, right? We love receivers that can run. Well, that was a perfect example of how speed kills you defensively. A hurried throw, almost an interception. And that wasn't until after they almost brought him down behind the line for a sack. Speed's the difference.
All right, still 10 to go here after they almost had an interception on 1st down. On 2nd down, here's Purdy. Fits it through the middle. And he's brought down, but there's some laundry on the field. All right, so they like the results on the field, and they're going to decline this penalty. The ball's on the 48. Here we go, 1st down. Now it's Purdy. Caught for a moment, but the hit knocks that out. Incomplete. So they opt for the shorter pass later in the progression on that play, Brock, but man, the defense took that away too.
Well, what they tell us yesterday in those production meetings, nothing comes easy. No easy completions from shots down the field to those checkdowns to the running back. Wanted to make this offense earn everything. They just did.
Purdy throwing here on 2nd. And at the catch point, and it's incomplete. A couple of defenders nearby. One of them makes the hit to break up that catch. 3rd down upcoming. Still 10 yards to get this 1st down as they come to the line. To the air on 3rd and long. He's able to hit Flowers, caught. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset. So they'll head up here 1st and 10 from the 34.
1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
Purdy to throw it. Going all the way to the end zone here. A diving grab in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Zay Flowers, the 8th of the season for him. On is Chad Ryland for the point after. Sent right down the middle and good. And that ties things at 7.
Chad Ryland to kick off.
So we've got a tie ball game now as they send this away. Return starts at the 3. Things going well so far. And he goes out of bounds, short of the 45, but still in excellent shape across the 40.
When you get contributions like that out of your kickoff returner, it is such a boost to an offense. This is about showing no fear, hitting the lane hard, a determined run back, and setting your offense up with great field position.
And the stop is made. First down coming up. It's a gain of 11.
Well, more often than not, it's the passing game that's asked to go from first down in just one play. But when you get that big play potential on the ground, geez, it just infuses your offense with confidence.
Let's see how they attack this first down, partner, from the 45. Jones looking to throw. He's got Emeka Egbuka. Big play before they get to him. That one's going to pick up about 23. And it gives the Browns a first down.
It's a gain of 23 yards. And the Browns first down.
Shotgun handoff here for Junkins. This is going to make it down to the 6. That's going to set him up with first and goal.
The tackle made at the 6-yard line. First and goal at the 6-yard line.
Sticking with Junkins here. And he powers through the middle for a gain of 4. That's the end of one. Both teams with a little luck finding the end zone early. Scoreboard showing 7s on each side. Back to the Superdome of Caesar in just a bit. Ready to go with the second quarter. And it's the Browns with it inside the red zone. Junkins will not challenge for the end zone. He loses a bunch here. Ooh, talk about a bad look there, Brock. Going jumbo set and still moving backwards after that play.
I don't think you're talking to this defense, Kate, because I think they thought that was an excellent look to knock that thing backwards.
Yeah, good point, good point. On the 5-yard line after the loss, third and goal. They'll run. It's Junkins. And he's in for the touchdown. A lot of pressure on him in that moment, Brock. Find a way to score. Don't let it go to fourth and goal. And he finds a way to come through and gets in the end zone for 6.
And how about the other side? Beating a who was so close to pulling off the goal line stand. Get all that.
And that's no good. I don't know if the snap and hold were clean, and he is not able to knock it through.
Cameron Dicker to kick off.
So following that missed point after, he's going to stay out there and send it away. Here's a return from the 7. And this drive will start inside the 25.
On the return. The Saints take over first and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
New Orleans has the offense set. All right, Brock, here's first and 10. They'll start this one on the ground with Pollard. And they blow up the opening play of this drive. Love the aggressiveness from this defense.
For a linebacker to make a tackle for loss on a toss play like that, yes, it's about speed, but even more so, Kate, that was a perfect angle he took.
Offense to the line for second down. Back to throw. Here's Purdy. Left side, caught by Ridley. And he's going to be hit almost immediately after making the catch. So this is going to be about a 6-yard pickup.
Brings up 3rd and 12.
Throw here, 3rd down. It is he was letting that one go. That pass isn't even going to get beyond the line. That is incomplete. And the defense forces 4th down.
That one really stings, Kate, because you want to convert there and not only keep this drive going for points, but because now you're giving your opponent a chance to go pad that lead before halftime. That's a no-no.
And that offense isn't budging. They're going for it. Purdy trying on 4th down. And they don't get the catch they need there. Their hand was forced, Brock. Had to try and go for it, but they turn it over on downs.
You know, Kate, I don't think I've ever met a defender that cares. All they want to do is get off the field. Doesn't matter if it's a drop pass, deflection, breakup, even an interception. Challenged by the offense to get one more stop to get off the field, and that's exactly what they did.
And he's taken down as they very quickly get into 1st and goal.
Tight ends will eat up every one of those opportunities to show and prove they could be chain movers as well. Even as they get more and more recognition in this league, they're still constantly working to prove that they're playmakers too.
Breaking the huddle, here's 1st and goal. Judkins has the Cleveland touchdown. It's what every player who scores a touchdown wants to do, Brock. He wants to get right back there and put another 6 on the board.
I've never met an NFL player content with one end zone trip in a game.
Nope.
Yeah, if you're content, you're not making it to this league. You get one, you're instantly thinking of another, and the fortunate few are able to actually deliver on it.
And he's into the end zone for 2. That sets him up with a 14-point lead.
Cameron Dicker to kick off.
Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. He fields it from the 8. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20.
On the return. The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Saints to the line now. 1st and 10. First play of the drive. Here's Pollard. And he gets it forward to show about a yard out of that. Tackle made by Jaquan Brisker. It'll be 2nd down and 9, but not just yet. Only a couple of minutes to go in our first half. More from Caesars Superdome in just a moment. They'll come to the line here. 2nd and 9. Off the play fake. Purdy. Looking to his fullback now. He's going to be encouraged to that sideline. Gain of about 18. And that is going to give the Saints a 1st down.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
Looking to throw. Purdy. Getting out to his left. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up 2nd down.
Kate, I got to believe he hearkened back to that earlier pick and thought the better of making another. Getting outside the pocket, he was either going to try to run for it, had nowhere to go, so he simply threw it away.
After the incompletion, they come up on 2nd and 10. From the gun, they go with Pollard. And they're going to get to him, bring him down after allowing about 13 on the play.
Oh, when the saints go marching in. Oh, when the saints go marching in.
It's a building that's meant so much to the city of New Orleans and all of its residents over the years, and our coverage of the NFL has brought us to it, Caesars Superdome.
Coming up, we have a good one for you. Between the Cleveland Browns and the New Orleans Saints.
Cameron Dicker to kick off.
Here to begin this one is Cameron Dicker, and we're underway in Caesars Superdome. That's going to be taken in at the 8.
And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20.
Mario Douglas on the return. The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. Pretty throwing here to start. Finds a seam, left side, he's off to the races. There it is, touchdown New Orleans.
Almost feel bad for those fans who went to get food before finding their seats here, Brock. While they're waiting in line, got a touchdown on the first play from scrimmage.
And I got a sense a few of them were scooting towards the tunnel to see what the roar was all about.
Yep.
Just like this guy scooted for the explosive touchdown.
That one splits the uprights. And that's good for a 7-0 lead.
All set now for the kickoff. Ryland with the honors. Fielded at the 7.
The Browns take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
Cleveland about ready to go. Here's 1st and 10.
Right to the air, it's Jones. Downfield, this finds Waddle. Into the red zone. And he gets home. Touchdown, Cleveland. Jalen Waddle, his 6th receiving touchdown of the year. Now it's Cameron Dicker on for the extra point.
Accuracy perfect there as it's center cut. And they answer in kind. We're tied 7-all.
Cameron Dicker to kick off.
Now after tying this game up, they're all set to send her away. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line.
Can't happen. Man, that's just something you never, ever see at this level. That's a complete failure of operation, not just by the returner, but the return team in general. And now, instead of getting into your normal offense, you got to find some way, somehow, to dig yourself out of this hole.
Taken right at the 40.
The Browns take over 1st and 10 at the 50-yard line.
The Browns, nice field position here as they start out 1st and 10. Jones. fourth. Jalen Waddle, his second already in this opening quarter. Dicker on now for the PAT. This one splits the uprights. It is good. And our score 14-7 now here in the first.
Saints 7. Cameron Dicker to kick off.
Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. Flowers now to return it.
Well, that's the case of either overthinking things or somehow not thinking enough on that kickoff return. You got to think the 20-yard line is worst case. Instead, the coverage team sticks him with a really long field ahead.
And no, you're not seeing things wrong, folks. They are, in fact, lining up to punt on first down. Picked up at the 38.
The Browns take over first and 10 at their own 39-yard line.
Nice field position here for the Browns as they start out first and 10. Now Jones. Got a lock behind this one. Downfield it goes. Wide open down the field, and he has it. Touchdown, Cleveland.
Touchdown, Cleveland.
And we haven't even reached the end of one, and already that's the third time that he's thrown them into the end zone. It's hard to think of a better start he could be having than this. Point after is converted by Dicker. And they bump their lead up to 14.
Browns 21, Saints 7. Cameron Dicker to kick off.
Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. Flowers now to return it.
The Saints take over first and 10 at their own 12-yard line.
New Orleans has the offense set. All right, Brock, here's first and 10. This is Pollard running left. He's pushed straight ahead, and that's maybe a yard at most. Aiden Hutchinson, energetic as always after making the stick.
Brings up second.
I don't think that's the amount that they were looking for there, Kate. Going to lead to some shuffling around here in the playbook. Find a more aggressive call on second.
Now he just took a knee, Brock. This is a confusing choice here. So that clock's going to run as he takes a knee. We'll see if the defense wants to burn a timeout and preserve some of it. Again, Daniel Whelan heading out for another punt. That's Golden there, deep to return it. Collects this at the 35.
The Browns take over first and 10 at their own 34-yard line.
So that clock's going to run as he takes a knee. We'll see if the defense wants to burn a timeout and preserve some of it.
And the play clock hits 0. This is going to be delay a game. Must have lost sight of the play clock there, Brock, because the quarterback could have snapped it in time, but instead, they take the penalty. And not quite sure what they're doing there, Brock. Not the spot that you'd expect to see a kneel down. And we will not get another play. That's going to do it for the first quarter. 21-7 is our score. Back to the Superdome of Caesar in just a bit. We're ready now for the second quarter. Browns in control of it. And we're starting off with a surprise here. They've got the punt team out there. And he's hit before he can get anything on that return.
The Saints take over first and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
All right, starting in the pistol this time, Brock. First and 10. Running here with Pollard from the pistol. And he sneaks this through the middle, maybe a gain of 2.
That's the kind of yardage it's not going to kill this drive on the first play, but it does put you a little bit behind schedule. Now second down becomes critical because nobody wants a 3 and out.
Following that little 2-yard run, it's second and 8. Purdy gets this from the pistol. This is complete to Ferguson out left. And he'll get it up to the 27.
The goal of running that drag route is to get it to him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. He picked up a good chunk, and there was nearly room to add even more.
On third down, Pollard. They stop him after that 5-yard gain. That is good enough for a fresh set of downs. Sure seems like running at a blitzing defense shouldn't work out too often, Brock, but right there it did nicely for him.
Yeah, football's kind of a funny game, Kate, because it could be super complex. Yeah. You get into a lot of language and a lot of detail, and then other times, like, just run away from the blitz. Just run away from it, and good things can happen.
First and 10 from the 32. And not going to get a snap here. We have arrived at our 2-minute warning. More from Caesar Superdome in just a moment. First and 10 from the 32. Purdy throwing here. That's going to be caught. Tony Pollard. And he's going to be dropped quickly after making that catch. Being limited to a couple.
Kate, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason, where one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
Throwing on second. Purdy. And not able to corral this one. That's going to be his second drop of the game. It brings up third down.
Fairly safe to say as that one falls incomplete this first half so far. Well, it's not met the standard they set for themselves.
No connection on the last play. Now it's third down.
Now Purdy. Knocked away and hits the ground, incomplete. That brings up 4th down.
Okay, that is such a great job defensively. You get in these 5 wide sets, there is so much speed to cover, so much complexity to handle. The defense, they ace the test.
This offense is not leaving the field. On 4th and 8, they're going for it. Purdy looking to throw. And someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Clark Phillips with the pick. There goes that man once again, Brock. Once again able to get the better of the QB. 3rd pick for him already this season.
I don't know when these QBs are going to learn. This is not the kind of guy you pick on. Throw it somewhere else.
Look at this. 3 tight ends to the right on his 1st and 10. Drive starts with Judkins. He's tackled after a gain of around 13. And it's going to be 1st down Cleveland.
A run like that, Kate, it just gives everybody a little bit more bounce offensively because you also know it can set the table for more.
So 1st down from the 41. Here's Jones. Pass caught out right by Golden. And he's going to get about 3, but almost nothing after that. Tackle made quickly after he made the catch. The Browns take the first of their 3 timeouts. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Picked up a few on that 1st down play, so now we've got 2nd and 7. Throwing here, Jones. Target is there, but it is incomplete. Defender saying, not on my watch. Making a hit to force that to the ground. It's 3rd down.
I think that was a throw, Kate, that just came a little bit too late. What it did is it gave that defense time to come up and deliver a pop and knock the ball loose before he could secure it fully.
3rd and long. They're going to throw. This one's going to line up incomplete. He had him over the middle for a second, but he was muscled off that catch. That brings about 4th down.
Well, that took some force right there. That took some serious defensive effort to force the incompletion. You're not going to see a lot of guys ever let go of a football when they got a 1st down right in their midst. But that force, that contact, separated man from ball.
The offense is not coming off this field. They're trying it on 4th and 7. To throw, here's Jones. To the left, that's pulled in by Golden. He's going to be hit right away and stopped, but it doesn't matter. He's got enough for that 1st down. Now a timeout's called. Cleveland using its 2nd. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half. Here's Jones on 1st, and he has eclipsed 200 passing yards, and we haven't even reached halftime yet. He's going to throw it again. Has it downfield, working the left. And he is stopped. They get to him inches from a touchdown. That's going to make it 1st and goal.
1st and goal, Cleveland.
Judkins does not get in. His push is stopped just short of that goal line. Now, just before the break, a timeout taken by the offense. And they can try for some points going into the break. Only time left for 1 more snap, Brock, so they're going to run out their field goal unit. This one from the middle. Dicker connects there.
And just before halftime, Brock, they're able to add 3 to their advantage.
We know that most of these coaches really don't crack that big smile until they get that W with 60 minutes over, but I see a little sly smile on that coach's face because that's terrific execution. You work those situations to pay them off with points. They did just that.
So we'll see if it's a kick return that ends our half or if we get a play from scrimmage as this one's away. Here's a return from the 7. He's hauled down on what is the final play of our first half. So we're through 2 quarters now, still a half of football to be played. We'll be back with more of the NFL on EA Sports.
Chad Ryland to kick off.
All set now for the kickoff. Ryland with the honors. Returning it from the 4. And he's brought down inside the 20 on an uneventful effort.
At their own 19-yard line.
No, you're not seeing things incorrectly, folks. You do not need glasses. They are, in fact, lining up to punt on first down. And it'll be touchdown a little before the 20.
First and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
Saints to the line now. First and 10. Purdy to throw it. And the downfield call is going to go unanswered. Defender saw to that. That incompletion means it's second down.
Yikes, as that pass falls to the ground, Kate, you kind of just sense their desperation. It's just kind of oozing out of them. Running out of time to start connecting on more of these and really break open the scoring in a way they just have not been able to do so far.
Here's second and 10 from the 21. Back to throw. Here's Purdy. Right side. Ferguson's got it. And a good gain here. 11 yards, it looks like. That's going to pick up a first.
It's a gain of 11.
It just felt like a composure play. Quarterback was calm. Receiver did his job securing the ball, and because of it, those chains are moving.
First down now. Ball at the 33. Now it's Purdy. Falls to the ground out left, incomplete. Well, even with the pick on that last drive, partner, he is showing no hesitation whatsoever.
Well, in order to play this game, Kate, at this level, you've got to be aggressive. You can't let a previous mistake really affect your next decision. But I'll say this as well. In the NFL, you throw into coverage too many times, there are going to be more interceptions.
They give on second to Pollard. He swarms in the middle. This gets maybe a yard. Play made there by Clark Phillips.
He's tackled at the
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Air it out on third. And that one's going to fall incomplete. That forces fourth down.
It has been a tough slog for them to keep up at any point in this game. And failing to convert on that third down, yet another symptom of the overall illness of the day.
A full